Good morning, fellow YouTube viewers. Dodge94 here with just a video today expressing a preview of what happened during the year of 2014, a year rollback of the great changes in technology, what stuff got put on to support, what stuff came out, new big events that happened in 2014, especially in the technology world. And also in this video, it's going to be hashtag #IReview to pay respects to the people that lost their lives about 2 weeks ago at Martin Place in the siege. This is going to be one of the special moments in Australian history around this time. This year, well, it would have been last year now, the siege. But yeah, it's very sad. Hopefully the people that are in hospital are still recovering. Sorry guys, just woke up. But just wish them all the very best, and also to the families that lost lives. It's very sad. Now, let's get into this. Let's start this off. Now, in January 2014, after an episode of Raw, I believe, WWE showed us a WWE Network. Also with the new WWE logo, everything like that. So, which that didn't open up until February, and the new logo didn't kick in until SummerSlam. No, the night after Raw in August, and after SummerSlam in August, and that logo was the whole company logo now. It is now. Okay, that's that one. And then CM Punk left WWE after the Royal Rumble last year, which is one of the biggest leaves, I reckon, in WWE history. Walkout, if you want to say that. If you know what I mean. And then, like I said before, in February, WWE Network was launched. And yes, CM Punk is one of my favourite WWE wrestlers because he stood up for what he believed in. He wasn't going to let them push him around, which was good. Because that show is going down the hole now, WWE, honestly. It was good, it was perfect, it was great. I used to watch it. I started watching it in 2004. And who was the first person I watched? Triple H in that group known as Evolution with Batista, Ric Flair, Orton. Just before they kicked Orton out of the group, actually. And man, they kicked ass, I'm telling you, back then. Show was good. I remember that year too, they had a Diva main event. I think it was Lita and Trish Stratus for the Women's Championship. I think that was on my birthday. I think it was the 7th of December was on Monday. I don't know. It was around that date though. See, back when everybody was good to watch. And the thing is, they hate working for the company, which I don't blame them. But I can't comment deeply into that because I don't work there and I don't know how WWE runs its thing. I've just heard bad stuff coming from superstars in interviews. That's all I can take on it. But I can't say how bad it is from my own experience because I've never been to a WWE live show. I've been behind the scenes of WWE and watch what they do. So, yeah. So that's February. In March, Windows XP users would have got an update with a pop-up message saying you got 1 month until end of support, which at this time that was a very sad, depressing time for Windows XP fans, as the most system that changed, sort of was the second most system that changed everything in this era, was dying and coming to an end of the era. The last system to support Windows 95 programs, and also, believe it or not, it had the feature to have it look like Windows 3.1, which was removed. Which, if you have Windows XP without Service Packs and Service Pack 1, you'll be able to use those features. But I believe it got cut down in Service Pack 2. But that was a Service Pack that saved XP. Service Pack 2, the biggest Service Pack of them all. And yes, it's one of my favourite systems. It's one of the systems I mainly used. Very reliable. I mean, it was quick. It slowed down a bit, but it was reliable. Then I used Windows 7 for a bit, which was alright. But Windows 7 is pretty much at times can run just as bad as Vista, to be honest. I'm telling you. But the worst experience of Windows I had was Windows ME. Oh. Installing that, I couldn't even install it. That's how bad the experience was. That's the only Windows operating system I was never able to install because it just kept crashing for the installation. Even I got Vista to install and everyone says that's a bad system. I mean, it's a bit... The issue with Vista is it's just a bit heavy on the RAM. That's it. If you have plenty of RAM and keep it up to date, it's probably runs perfectly fine. It's probably... And all they should have done was they didn't really need to release Windows 7. They could have just released another service pack for Vista. Because it's all it is a fixed up version of Vista. With a new taskbar. And transparency improved. Now, talking way too much into Windows, so that's the technology, that's the message from March, and also WrestleMania was on that month too. Then in April the 8th, the biggest day that's going to be remembered in Microsoft history was the day that we shut down Windows XP for the last and final time. It's a sad time, and what I want to do is I want to get that Windows XP music and I'm going to play it for a year because it's really emotional, and also have it at the end of the video. Because it is one, I have to admit, installing the XP is probably one of the best systems to install on the computer. Hands down, it beats Windows 8, Windows Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, and even upcoming Windows 10. You know why? Because it wasn't boring like they have now. It's too out of the box, too easy. It's boring. There's no music playing in it. It's just a box with a blank background. Like, what's good about it? It's nothing that good. XP was good. It had icons there. It had some beautiful music playing to keep you entertained and happy. It had that. It had a bar telling you how long it was going to be. Windows Vista and that. You don't have that. And it tells you all about the system on the screen. You don't get that in Windows 7 or Windows Vista. Tells you all the good features XP is going to have, which is good. And the out-of-box experience was amazing for Windows XP, and that's what they worked on when they were releasing, when Windows XP was in beta stage. It was looking to get that out-of-box experience, because it was the operating system target for home users, and also to replace Windows 2000 Professional at that time. Even though Windows XP is pretty much built off Windows 2000 exactly. Windows 2000, it looks exactly the same as Windows 2000, but it has theme support, has a log-on screen, a new and improved start menu, and also you can have themes in it. And the install experience is a lot better than Windows 2000 with all the text box popping up. Like, even though there's a couple in XP, but I just find it's the best system to install is Windows XP. Honestly, it's my opinion because it's just good experience, and I love how you got to set up the machine. It has that beautiful Windows XP music that everyone's all known for. It's a piece of art. It's actually when Microsoft actually did something and put effort into it. It was the last system that actually put proper effort in to build and construct with all the features of the good, easy interface and store, like good installation experience. They should bring that back with these modern systems. They're making it way too easy and way too boring. Click next. All you gotta do is click next. Select this. Select the English or whatever. Click next. Let it install. And you're sitting there. For me, I'm sitting there on the iPhone looking at Facebook while it installs. Like, serious. XP, out of doubt, is one of the best installation. Best system to install because it's fun to install. I enjoy it. It just. It's going to be a system missed in the bottom of my heart, honestly, because I've used it for many years, and it's always been there for me, even when I was felt like shit. I like system to have support for Windows 95. Yes, it can play a bit of DOS applications because it has a bit of MA's bootstrap in it or something, so it can play some MS-DOS applications. And the thing was, MA was never meant to be created. I don't want to sound harsh here, but it's a system that Microsoft had to shit out. See, that's the issue with Microsoft. I know I'm getting off topic with the thing, but Microsoft shoot way too many systems out the door. They rush. They should take time and perfect things. They can make some really brilliant systems when they put the time and effort into it and do it properly. Look at Windows XP. Look at Windows 2000. Their systems that they worked their asses on. And see, Windows XP was... Windows 2000 was the breaking point of Windows. It said it on the news page. We phased out of the DOS machines running off DOS sort of thing into the NT system. You know, NT was still out, but it was in sort of early stages. And Windows Workstation NT 4.0 was a bit, wasn't the best, wasn't that good until Windows 2000 made life easier. Now, we're going to get off that. That's in April. Now, in May, the last Waratah A80 entered service, I believe. I think it was the 22nd, so... But the thing was, there's still S-sets in service today because there wasn't enough Waratah. There's still not enough Waratahs to cover all the S-sets because the S-sets were the most populated trains back in the early 70s when they were entering service and used up until the early 2010s, 2011s. So they're still replacing the S-set. The S-set, because there's still S-sets in service, but there's no more Waratahs coming to replace them. So what's going to happen is, in about 5 years' time, guys, not 5, probably 4 years' time, Oscars will be moving over to the suburban line, so they might go through a refurb between then and now to remove toilets and have extra seating put in. I'm not sure. I'm not sure they're going to keep the toilets. Be good if suburban trains do have toilets on there, but yeah. So they're going to be moved over. There's still going to be some here forming as they'll, because the new intercity trains are going to replace the Oscars first, pretty much. Most of them. Then the V-sets will go after that, which is going to be a sad loss. And if it's correct, V21 will be the first one to be withdrawn from service because it's the oldest one in service. I say V29 will be the last. In my opinion, though. Could be wrong. There should be some sets they should keep. V2, V21, V29, V40 and V45. The reason why they should keep those sets, V40 is all DK series cars, so they should be they should be stored as a part of history. V45 has the work, and also V40 and V45 have the working push button operation door thing that was in the DK series cars back when they were getting put in service in 88, 89. Also, V2 has a special car with all the seats in it. It used to be the conference car, which got refurbed. Some accident happened to it. And also, V21 is the oldest car. And V29 has the two newest V-set cars in service. The reason why I said they should keep those cars is because they have special significance in the history of the V-set. And yes, one of them should have the old inner city livery on it still. Should not get refurbed. It probably should just get a bit of makeover, make it look clean and stuff. Yes, but don't give it I don't want it to be refurbed. I want all the trains. They should have a Series 1 with the original livery, Series 2 with the original livery, Series 3 with the original livery. Pretty much each series with its own livery. Because my favourite V-set livery was the Blue Goose because it looked really nice. It looked really good. And that's the end of that talk for that month, which was May. June we enter into now it's quite interesting. So I'm unsure of what technology. I probably would have said around when the S5 was coming out. I could be wrong. I think it could have been July the S5 came out, but around then was the S5. And also we had the special show of I believe it was June. I could be wrong. It could be August for all I know. But we've got iOS 8 shown to us by Apple, and also Mavericks. Oh, not Mavericks. Yosemite shown to us. It's a good system. No issues with it at all. Yosemite is an improvement. It's good. I'm running it right now on my late 2012 iMac 27-inch, and it runs pretty flawlessly. It's not slow or anything. So that was June. July. set the 1 year mark for Windows Server 2003 before end of support hits. So that was because Windows Server 2003 will run out of support on the 15th of July 2015, which was it's got a newer sort of build, which is build 5.2. XP is 5.1. Originally XP was going to be 5.5. That's what Neptune's built off. So when you install a Neptune on Neptune CD into Windows, because Neptune's only a beta build, it would ask for you can upgrade it because of the build numbers, if you know what I mean, guys. And August set the time for WWE's new logo to get shot up around the whole place. That was August, September. So beautiful September, month of where the iPhone 6, and also in August too, we had a look at what the iPhone 6 and the 6 plus the Apple Watch, which I'm not sure when the Apple Watch is going to come out at the present stage. But there'll be videos coming on about when the Apple Watch comes out, and I'll be hopefully trying to lay-buy one. If Big W or somewhere sells it, where I can do lay-buys and pay it off. And don't you worry, there'll be a video on the Apple Watch when I do get one. Hopefully, I probably won't be straight away though. But don't you worry, there'll be a video coming. Don't you stress. Man. And also, iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus, the difference between them is they're two different sizes. But the 4.7 inch 6, which I have right here, this one's a 128 gig in silver. I've got a case on it to keep it protected. So I find there's issues with the lightning port because it fills up with dirt and you can't get it to charge properly, and then you've got to have your phone sent off to get it fixed or replaced. It's got the finger sense scanner too, which is cool. And also 6 Plus is pretty much the same. Had a bit of criticised with it bending, which is a bit of an issue when you don't have it in your back pocket. But easy fix with casing and all that. And that has the 5.5 inch display, and it has a better camera than the 6. It has some sort of stabilizer in the camera, which has better. So I recommend that phone if you're a photographer, if you want to take a lot of good photos. Yeah. If you just want a phone just to make you don't need too big. You're not really much of a photographer. You just want a good phone. A 6. So yeah, that's also they got launched on the 19th of September. So yep, that's the launch of the iPhone, both of them. And then October, you roughly had a look at what the the new iPads are going to look like. The iPad Air 2 and iPad Mini 3. iPad Air 2 sounded like it had really good features. The A8X chip, finger scanner, 8 megapixel camera. So that's probably a big upgrade over the iPads over the last few years. Honestly, it's probably one you probably want to go if you haven't got an iPad. That's probably the one I recommend you go and get because you're getting good features. So you're getting an A8 chip, which is going to be powerful, plus the M8 motion co-processor. So it's going to be a really snappy iPad. Plus, you're going to have good camera, so if you need to take photos on the iPad, you're going to have a good camera right there too. The iPad Mini I was very disappointed with, actually. Nothing really offered it from the upgrade, to be honest. Same processor, same... Yeah, I was very disappointed. I'm going to say this, I'm very disappointed with that. Like, seriously, that could have been a so much better iPad Mini. You could have had an 8 megapixel camera in there, and an A8 chip. It's all you needed, and it would have been a broad improvement. Well, look at it now, it looks like the iPad Mini needs to go for a new redesign. Here's a new design, because that design is getting a bit boring. You just added gold to it, and it's just hot. I've got an iPad 1, and I'm not going to it's not worth upgrading to an iPad Mini 3. And if you're an iPad Mini 2 user, don't bother. Don't even think about upgrading it to an iPad Mini 3, because it's not really worth it. You're not getting much for your money, really. You get an extra colour gold and a finger scanner. All the other features are the same. So, it's quite actually disappointing with the iPad Mini. Last year I was happy with the iPad Mini because it got what it actually really should have got on the first generation. And it brought out some good features and it made the iPad Mini 1 look a bit outdated quickly. You know, the iPad Mini first generation was only on the market for a year. It made it look outdated quite quickly. That's the thing with technology, guys. These days, you can have this. Give this about 6 months later, it's pretty much going to be outdated. But it's still going to get updates and support until for at least 4 years. At 3 years, it'll be 2 years. Will have major support, and then the last 2 years will go just extended with limited features, which is probably the best smartphone support you're ever going to get on a phone. Apple have the best support. They make the software work with the hardware really well. It runs really smooth and efficiently. Even though Google Android's getting much better though with their systems. It's a big improvement since the version 2.2, whatever I used, which was crap. It ran like snails, but it was probably new at that time, so it's actually improved a lot. Since I've used 4.4, I think it was KitKat. Very nice system, I have to say, very good. I think the new one now is Lollipop, but yeah, it's a very nice system, and it's improving all the time. Like I actually would start recommending Android phones too, because the system is getting that good. I would never recommend a Windows phone because I don't see how good they are. Microsoft, I thought Microsoft are trying to get into markets where they probably shouldn't really get into with their phone market, which I don't see. I don't know how many people buy a Windows phone, but I like to see how good performance is, because I've never really used one. But okay, that is October. Now, starting November, we got Mavericks. Yosemite, I believe, was at the end of October. Yeah. But also the month of November was awesome because it's WWE Survivor Series. We had Sting debut for the first time ever in a WWE ring when he said he was never going to be in a WWE ring. So this is really big and exciting. And then also in December was a big year of technology-wise changing, because well, not technology, but closure of Newcastle Station, Civic and Wickham was very sad. I'm also going to put a snippet in of the last train service leaving, and I want to pay respects to these fellow YouTube viewers or the YouTube channels. Their name's Phil and Cameron. They do train vlogs. That's Transport for New South Wales vlogs and Sydney train vlogs. They do some superb work. They work their arse off. I shouldn't speak like that. Sorry, guys. But they got the whole coverage of the Newcastle final day for us, and they did a superb job. So if you're watching, I just want to give them a round of applause. It was great work. Appreciate what they do. So I'm into trains now, and hopefully if they do watch this video, I hope they like it, because I'm paying respects to them, because they've done a great service for us and telling us about trains, and it's in their own time, people. So if you keep supporting them and telling what places to go, it's going to boost their channel up, which is good because they deserve it. They've worked their hearts out to us. And it's not just train vlogs they do. They do, I believe, light rail. I don't know. They can't do monorail anymore because that's not there anymore, guys. But they do ferries, I believe, and buses. I'm not exactly sure. I think that's all they do. I'm not sure, but I know they've been up to Queensland earlier this year, which is good. It's good. I love to see them go over the other states too, if they could. But yeah, whenever they could, it'd be great. But look, Newcastle Station closed on the 26th of December, early morning. It's a very emotional time for Newcastle people right now, because that station has been there for 150 years. And the thing is, especially the Hunter people like me, what happens if we want to go to the beach? It's going to be a pain in the ass for us, because we've got to get off of Broadmeadow now, because they're doing a refurb to Hamilton. But the court case, I heard, or I could want to be the court case, so they only have permission to take down 700 metres of wiring near Wickham at the moment. And we'll find out on the 5th of January, which I believe is a Monday, of what the future of Newcastle Station would be. I'd love to see it be open and run, because it's part of history. It's just a part of Newcastle. So don't make Newcastle look, at the moment, nothing. So that train station's in the CBD. It's good. It's in walking distance to the beach. Like, because I remember you used to get off there, you all across the road, you're at the beach. It's a very emotional time too, because it was raining that day too. And they filmed the vlogs in rain, hail, shine. That's how dedicated they are to you fans, to you viewers. Which is awesome to see. And also, there's also the last train service that was done that night was for the Hunter line was a Talara service, which was serviced by J4, Hunter Railcar set, and the final service for on the Central Coast, the Sydney line was a Gosford serviced by an 8-car V set. Because to be honest, it had to be a V set. It couldn't be an Oscar. Just because this is the last passenger train leaving Newcastle ever. It was a V set because.
Anyway guys, I'm going to wrap this vlog up now. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and favourite the video. I'll start another video very shortly, filming the last trains into Newcastle that will not convey passengers out. So those trains that just left, that you guys just witnessed then, are the last ever trains out of Newcastle carrying passengers. So anyway, thanks for watching, Merry Christmas and bye for now.
So yeah, so they had a bit of a camshaft chopper combo, I call it. But it's only missed hearing that chopper roar off this platform like I did that night. It roared. So that's going to be a special moment in people's hearts for the rest of their life. I don't see the point of this light rail, to be honest, because what's the point? You're just replacing a different track. You have to refurbish the stations anyway, so it's low enough for them. Honestly, I don't really see the point of it. Probably cheaper to run train services there, to be honest. Just have it run bloody. You know, just shuttle trains running into Broadmeadow, or I don't know. But there'll be a video. I'll put a snippet of it. The final service leaving Newcastle. So that means closure of Civic and Wickham. So it's going to be harder for people to get to places now while this is happening. But all we know is hopefully they fight to save I don't forget what the thing's called, but I think it's Save Singleton Rail. I don't know. I could be wrong, but they're doing it. They're working their asses off to keep this line alive for us, and I hope they win. I hope they win. We need a win for the future. So, yeah, that's December. That's the end of the year, sort of all the vlogs. I've probably bored the hell out of you. And also, I'm just going to give you a preview of what's going to happen in 2015 January. All I know is we're going to have WWE Royal Rumble, plus Windows 7 will go into extended support, so it'll leave. That's going to happen on the 13th of January 2015. So what does this mean? Does this mean you can still use Windows 7 where you get updates? So what this means, guys, is it's part of the Microsoft life cycle. So what this does is you go into extended support, so you're not going to get the major software updates like new Internet Explorer or all that. So what's going to happen is you're going to get security updates once a month to patch any security holes in the system. So you're still going to get security fixes for the operating system. So what it does is it's pretty much because business is still going to be using 7 to at least 2018 or 19. So what it's trying to tell you is you might be worth to start upgrading to a newer system or start moving to Windows 8.1, but you can still hold off for a bit. You still got 5 years, so probably wait until the system comes out around then. You need to upgrade if you really wanted to. So yeah, it's nothing to really stress about, guys. You still be able to use the system. You don't have to upgrade. It's not forcing you to upgrade. I'm just here to let you know what it does. It's part of the life cycle, so you get this not major updates, but just minor updates. You don't get much upgrades either. You won't get a new service pack. That's done unless a big vulnerable attack happens to the system. You'll get a new service pack or major updates. And XP was the longest system to be on mainstream support to until 2009. And also, Vista is on extended support now too for the next 2 years. So support will end for Vista on, I believe, sometime, I think it's January 15th, 2017. Might be wrong, could be April. I'm not sure. I have to look into that one for you guys. But yeah, it's sometime in 2017. In 2016, Windows 8 users will have to upgrade to Windows 8.1 to get updates. So they all know. It's part of the life cycle. You get 5 years in mainstream support, and 5 years of extended support now. So you get 10 years support. So Microsoft has the best support cycle for their OSs in the world. So I'm just going to wrap this video up now. It's gone for about 30 minutes now. So I just want to say, I wish everybody a happy 2015. I wish everything works out well for them with their plans and what they want to do in life. So, and remember, if you've got any comments, hashtag #IReview to pay support for the people that have lost their lives in the Martin Place, at the siege at Martin Place 2 weeks ago. Bye for now, thanks for watching, and I wish you all the best for 2015, whatever comes.